Okay, so the problem asking about the value of secant theta if I know cosine theta. So for example, if cosine theta is given as 0.2 and I want to find secant theta. Well, I know these are reciprocal functions, so I could say it's 1 over 0.2, but you're speaking fraction and decimal in the same answer. So what we need to do is simplify that. This is 1 divided by 2/10, or 1 divided by 1/5. And then simplify the complex fraction by flipping it and multiplying. And you come up with the answer 5. Another question in this review deals with finding a rectangular coordinate xy for a point P if I'm given information about it. So in other words, if I know angle theta makes a negative 60-degree angle with the x-axis, and I know that the radius of my circle is a measurement of 4 inches, then I want to know what's the coordinate here for this point. All right, so if I take a look at this in a little bit different light, this is negative 60 degrees, but it has a reference angle of 60 degrees. All right, and I know that normally we have a point for 60 degrees, or coordinate for 60 degrees, is going to be 1/2 radical 3 over 2. That's if it's up here in this quadrant. But I'm down here in quadrant 4, and although x is positive, y is negative. But this is on the unit circle, and I don't want to be on the unit circle. I'm looking at being on a circle of radius 4, so that means that my values are going to be multiplied by a factor of 4. So in other words, this really comes out to the formula that we talked about in class: x equals r cosine theta and y equals r sine theta. Right, well, x equals the radius of this circle and our cosine of negative 60 degrees. And then do the same thing here, and this will generate the point that we're looking for on this circle of radius 4. And so I end up with x equals 4, and then cosine of negative 60 degrees we already said was 1/2, and for sine of negative 60 degrees, well, that was our negative radical 3 over 2. So our point, if I multiply these out, the x coordinate is going to be, or the x part of the coordinate is going to be 2, and this one is going to be negative 2 root 3. Okay. So again, you can either intuitively look at it and think about the unit circle and then multiplying your points, or all of your points, or the point you're interested in, by 4, or you can come up with the formula and work it out that way.